probably heard the phrase money grows on trees. And in some senses it really does. If you have an apple tree in your garden, you will produce lots and lots of apples that you can then feed your family and your neighbours. You'll also, each apple will have seeds in it. You can actually plant more apple trees with those seeds. And we're so disconnected from that element of nature by buying apples in plastic bags from the supermarket that we miss those opportunities to actually provide for ourselves, being in touch with nature, being in touch with the rhythms of nature and the seasons. Sometimes just getting into a task like weeding, just the same thing rhythmically, doing something with your hands switches your mind off and you become more relaxed, and even creative thoughts and creative ideas start coming because your kind of active thinking brain is switching off, and it's almost like a meditation, and people find that very therapeutic. So many people are turning to outdoor measures. There's social prescribing now for people who are unwell to come out into nature and do some gardening and do some kind of rhythmic activity outdoors that just helps the mind to change perspective. My journey into food growing wasn't because I was particularly interested in gardening or growing food. It was actually driving around the council estate I lived on in Guildford in Surrey. I was daydreaming, I guess, and I had this, what I would call a divine download, where three very strong messages came through. The first was that in the future there was going to be food shortages, and that I needed to learn to grow my own food, and that also I could also encourage different community groups and even the church to actually get on board with this and start to grow their own. I had no interest in it at the time, and I don't even remember having any context for it either, but I just remember this really strong message coming. I believe that coming into this project and this purposeful food growing initiative that we've started is a direct kind of message really from what I would believe is a creator or someone that wants well for creation. And so although I suppose the concept of God doesn't come into my everyday practice with planting, it's certainly part of my bigger context for why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for my belief in God or my belief that there was a divine purpose to bringing us back to this stuff, bringing us back to the earth, back to the soil, back to nature, back to being grounded. So our project at the Secret Garden, which is where we are right now, has been running for about 6 years, and it's developed into a charity which skills people in how to grow their own food. So on a normal week we would be coming here to the garden 3 mornings, and different people come in and volunteer, and we'll be planting, potting, weeding, nurturing and developing a whole food growing system that can then feed our community. We take food from here to the Feed Our Community project, which is a few roads away at St George's Hall, and in there a group of people package up parcels with food surplus from supermarkets and distribute that out to families that are in need in the area. So it all kind of works together quite symbiotically, and we're really into creating this kind of like closed loop system of our community where no food is wasted. We're growing a lot of our own food. All of that surplus is then turned back into compost that we can then use for food growing again. And we really make the most of all of the resources that we have around us. And the food that you get out of really good soil is amazing. It's so good for your body, it's healthy, it's mineral rich, and it's fresh, really fresh, straight into your body. All of those vitamins and minerals are just going straight into you. Some of the food we get from big agriculture can take months to get to us, and by that time a lot of the minerals have gone, or a lot of the vitamins have gone out of it. And so getting fresh food is one way to build health in our communities and in our bodies. That's what I want for my kids and my family, and for everyone I know in the community, is to be eating well and looking after themselves.